Hi everyone, my name is Linda. Today I'll be presenting to you my seminar topic on e-assessment. So my title is What's Up with e-assessment? Because I'll be sharing more about what's the recent research on e-assessment. What can you expect out of the seminar topic today? So for the learning outcome, you will know what's e-learning assessment about, what are the different types of e-assessment available in Singapore and in general, why is e-assessment so important, what are the recent findings on e-assessment, and what is my recommendation to you. So what is e-assessment about? It actually uses IT to manage and deliver different types of assessment in the online education. So it's defined as a formative summative assessment relying on IT. It offers a significant potential advantage over the traditional pen and paper approach, in particular with authenticity, flexibility, and automation. So think about it, what are we really doing for e-assessment in a Singapore local context? So that's actually used for online quizzes to test our knowledge in between class, which is a form of formative assessment. So for example, Prof also gave us this assignment to present our understanding of the different e-learning topics so they can also assess our knowledge. So for secondary school students, there's also GCE who have adopted e-exam already. So computer have replaced the traditional pen and paper for formal exams such as N-level. Moving on in the next slide, I will elaborate more about the student and teacher feedback on the use of e-exam. So some feedback from students on the use of e-exam for N-levels. The female student actually shared that e-exam was user-friendly, easy to navigate, and the timer actually kept her on track. Although typing 50 words in 30 minutes was challenging, but I felt that improved her efficacy. So she felt that the clear instructions were very important with organized tabs. The other students shared that navigating the system was smooth and he preferred div over the normal shading with pencil. If he made a mistake, changing the answer was easy and the image was very clear and he felt it's more enjoyable than the paper-based exam. Next, I'll share more on what the teacher views. The feedback from the teachers are, one shared that the student enjoy using the computer and help them to write more extensively. Another shared that while it's important to run without any technical issue, it's more important that the computer is actually support with Tamil fonts. And it's actually quite difficult to master the alphabet, but the students' effort and engagement were actually commendable. Another teacher shared that the e-exam gives the student a meaningful, enjoyable experience, such as the use of timer prompting and also help them to have effective time management. So what's the difference between a formative and summative e-assessment? For summative e-assessment, it's about the certification and measurement of the knowledge acquired once the process have been completed. For summative e-assessment, it focuses more on the information and feedback gain. So for summative, the technology-based summative assessment will actually perform objective tests in a safe and reliable manner and is used to actually measure the overall achievements of the learner against the learning objective. For technology-based formative assessment, it focuses on the different application and software users that allows for continuous monitoring of the student and also implement of the feedback activities. The aim of such activities is also help the students in the learning process. So what are some examples of e-assessment that we know of? So for summative e-assessment will be like for secondary school students, for the e-exam there will be a lockdown functions so that students will not be able to open another tab. Also, for example, will be written assignments to submit to Blackboard. For example, after our seminar presentation, we're supposed to write a description of our seminar presentation. So for formative wise, it also can be like online quizzes during an e-learning or even face-to-face session. There can also be group work assignment that can be submitted through online. There can also be results at the end of each e-learning session. So why do people choose e-assessment? With the emergence of new technology, is actually changing the way we learn. With the advancements of technology in this 21st century, there are more and more people using educational technology. E-assessment is used in education because they are flexible, secure, and efficient than traditional assessment. This rise of the new education technology is actually transform our learning processes. As the demand to embrace the digital era grow, educators are working diligently to learn and adopt the 21st teaching strategies to enhance students' experience. So why is e-assessment important? From the student's perspective, formative assessment can help to enhance the student learning process and outcomes. For the summative evaluation, it aims to appraise the quality of the student learning, focusing on their performance and their learning outcomes. From the teacher's perspective, teacher can also monitor the progress of the student. They can also uncover the students' areas of improvement, cluster the students together according to their assessment result, and also optimize their teaching. This will also help to improve the quality of instructions and also navigate practices to support the student better in achieving their intended learning outcome. One of the biggest threats in e-assessment is actually cheating and academic dishonesty. The use of ChatGPT, is it the end of online exam integrity? This article by Sujas and McIntosh has actually found out that ChatGPT can perform high level of cognitive tasks and produce text that is indistinguishable from human-generated text. This capacity also raised concern about the potential use of ChatGPT as a tool for academic misconduct in online exam. The study also found that ChatGPT is capable of exhibiting critical thinking skills and generating highly realistic text with minimal input. So this is a potential threat to the integrity of online exam, particularly in a tertiary education setting where exams are more and more prevalent. Is it returning to the invigilated and oral exam could form part of the solution while using advancing procurating techniques and also AI text output detectors may be effective in addressing this issue. However, they are not likely to be foolproof solution. To also add on, in Singapore during the pandemic, which is during COVID, universities have to use AI to deter cheating in online exam. Many undergrads also admit in cheating in online exam during the pandemic, despite many safeguards and also stiff penalties. So the use of ChatGPT is actually a danger in e-assessment. Piaget created cognitive constructivism learning theory, which is defined as the active construction of new knowledge based on the learner prior experience. There's an article by Kuhang et al. On 2009 who created the constructivism element and e-learning design of learning activities. Under assessment, there is 3 elements, including instructor assessment, collaborative assessment, and self-assessment. The instructor roles were coaching, guiding, mentoring, acknowledging, providing feedback, as well as assessing student learner. This is a learner-centered model for designing e-learning assignment and activity based on constructivism learning theory within the e-learning environment. The findings from the recent research, including having more aligned learning objective and assessment method, the use of adaptive e-assessment, as well as AI. Next, I will speak more about each individually. Having a more aligned learning objective and assessment methods is important in e-assessment, as this is heavily focused on student-centered learning and student learning outcome. The aim is to enhance student outcome, and the intended learning outcomes are defined and then aligned with the teaching and learning activities and assessment criteria before teaching takes place. The learning activity engage students and give them opportunity to achieve the outcome. Alignment is very important in the online education as students learn autonomously. Research also found that such alignment increased the effectiveness of teaching methods and student engagement. This is based on the constructive alignment approach by Biggs and Tangs 2011. This approach is an education framework that emphasizes the importance of aligning teaching methods, learning activity, and assessment tasks with the intended learning outcome. This approach is student-centered, focusing on how they learn, what they achieve, instead of just the teaching process itself. Overall, it encourages a holistic and integrated educational experience that is responsive to the needs and behavior of the learner, leading to improved education outcome. This article by Krisia Fiadi found that assessment is more effective when it's tailored to each individual student learning needs and ability. This is a significant research challenge to create tests which conform to each learner knowledge level and learning needs and abilities. the use of cognitive theory of revised Bloom's taxonomy to express the learning objective that's required to assess through the created test. For example, the test item comprise of the data, which is description, possible answer, right answer, the metadata, which is their knowledge, the difficulty, the type, and the reverse Bloom taxonomy level, age, and error categories. For the learner profiles includes their age, learner knowledge, and also the error category. So it goes down to the test item selection. We use the fuzzy reasoner, which then form the test, which creates a personalized test. The potential of AI to change or transform learner assessment come to forth. University can consider using AI to develop a more secure and robust online exam platform. ChatGPT can be used to check submitted assignments for plagiarism and to create question or exam on the same topic according to their different difficulty level. Automated grading has the benefit of providing a more objective assessment comparing to human assessor. The recommendation is that e-learning should start from the basic. Firstly, should ensure that student learning outcome align with the learning objective. The introduction of new technology should not compromise learning outcome. That means learner must be able to navigate and use the e-learning platform that introduced. My next recommendation will be using AI in e-assessment in an ethical manner for teachers, such as assisting teacher to grade e-assessment and also to creating questions in accordance of the difficulty. If we could introduce AI in our work right now, that will definitely benefit us and also help us to manage our time much better. This comes to the end of my presentation. In conclusion, e-assessment uses IT to conduct and manage different online assessment, offering advantages over traditional methods in authenticity, flexibility, and automation. Currently, students and instructors have high acceptance for use of e-assessment even in important exams such as the GCE. Our latest research really focus on alignment of learning outcome, adaptive e-assessment, as well as the introduction of AI. My next slide is actually some questions for you all to discuss. What do you think we can do to make e-assessment be better protected from cheating or academic dishonesty? How about e-assessment in younger children? Will it be harmful or beneficial? And what do you think will e-assessment looks like 20 years down the road? With this, I'd like to thank you for giving me your attention. If there's any further question, you may contact me at my email. I hope you enjoy my presentation as much as I enjoy yours. You may refer to the reference list that I have. And this is the continuation of the reference list. With that, I thank you. Goodbye.